What's going on, everybody? I'm going to give you an update on Pee-wee and his epilepsy. For anybody who's following me out there who has a puppy who has epilepsy. Like my baby boy there. All right, so get you up to speed if you don't know. He just had gotten out of the hospital for the third time. In the past 3 months, his seizures, we've got him down to only once a month with medication. And they are every 30 to 40 days, and they come in clusters. So the last 3 times he's been in the hospital, the extra emergency meds have not been able to stop the seizures. So he goes in and gets put on a drip, and he has to stay there for about 3 days. So being I work from home, I'm with them all day, every day. And like all my puppies, I'm sure people can relate to this. You know what your puppies are telling you when it's time to eat, when it's time to go out, whatever the case may be. Well, I've always been more, connected to my puppies for somehow, some way, and not in like, anything out of the ordinary, just common tendencies and what have you. So I noticed, and it was a trend, that the day of and the day before his seizures, he gets a lot more bitey and scratchy, and it's almost like an anxiety over, as opposed to like an itchy skin, or even though he has allergies, as you can see on his paw right there, how pink that is, which I'll get to that in a minute. So it for me, it always seemed like it was more of an anxious thing, and it feels like it's connected somehow to the brain and the epilepsy and the seizures. It seems to be, all in one. So the last time we were at the hospital, I asked the doc, if there's something I can give him to bring his anxiety level down if it starts to explode. And, say we're coming up on day 30 and he normally has his seizures. All of a sudden he starts scratching and biting. Is there something I can give him to calm him down, to maybe get ahead of the seizure? Just in case that anxiety is what's triggering the seizures. So she gave me a prescription of, I'm not good with names, trazodone, something like that. Something like that. You probably know what I'm talking about. But it will calm him down if he gets, starts getting too out of hand with the biting. On the last seizure morning, when I got up at 5:30 when he's having the seizure, his whole backside was soaking wet from him chewing on it. So I want to try to, interrupt the seizure, if you will, before, it happens. So what I've been doing also is, now when I take him out, when I bring him in, I wipe him down with a wet cloth, just in case the allergies, the grass and such is outside is what's adding to the biting and the scratching. So I wipe him down. Once a day, I shampoo his backside. And actually, his dry skin's gotten a lot better too. So I shampoo his backside once a day, and I rub him down with a wet cloth after every time we come in. Now, for 3 days, the first 3 days, he was perfect. Perfect puppy, no problems, no itching, no biting, nothing. Yesterday, for the majority of the day, no itching, no scratching, no biting, until about 9 p.m. last night. Now, I started doing something a little differently every night for those 3 nights that he was perfect. Is when I sit down to watch TV, I'll get him to come over and he'll sit beside me, and I wrap my arms around him like I'm hugging him, but I am rubbing him at the same time, almost like a calming thing. So last night we were at 9 p.m. and I hadn't yet sat down to watch TV. He started getting this anxiety, started biting and scratching. So another thing I'm doing is I'm vacuuming and mopping every day also. The floors, to keep the dirt off the floors, just in case there's something in the dirt in the yard that comes in with our feet when we come in from outside. So I'm vacuuming and mopping every day also. Not the whole house, just the areas where he lays and the main walk areas. And then also vacuuming the beds. So it's 9 o'clock. I finally get done mopping. So I go and sit down. And at this point, he's biting and scratching like crazy. And I'm ready to like pull my hair out. So I go, oh, wait, I haven't brought him over to pet him yet. So I bring him over, sit down, watch TV, bring him over, wrap my arm around him, start petting him. And we go on for 20, 30 minutes just sitting there watching TV while I pet him. And after that, no more biting, no more scratching. So me just giving him that extra attention and petting him calmed him down. It was literally like night and day from before I started petting him and hugging him to after. So I know that, the place he came from, his first family, he was there, almost 2 years, about a year and 8 months or so. And he was with, I wish I could remember her name, the wife of the family, for, I'm guessing, a year and maybe 4 months or something like that, until she passed away. And they had another Saint Bernard and another little puppy, and then also had brought him in. So my take was that she probably gave the puppies a lot of love and what have you, being she was battling an illness, and so she was probably at home and, what have you. So coming to a new family, I'm sure that had some anxiety on it too, from a puppy's perspective. You lost your only family you knew, your only other puppies you knew. So, I don't know how a dog's mind works exactly, but I'm sure there was probably something, missing there. So giving him that added extra attention, maybe it's what he needs, in this newish environment. He's been here since February. We're in November now. But the fact that I did that night and day, I get up this morning. He had one little wet spot on his back that looked like he was chewing at overnight, which is unlike the other 3 nights, but nothing unlike in the past. So this morning I get up, give him some shampooing, wipe them all down. And then also too, if you see the shaved head, they tried to do a spinal tap on him and couldn't get it. But when he was in the hospital, as you'll see as he goes backwards now, underneath his neck there, they shaved his neck because they had a cone on him so he wouldn't bite basically in the cage at the hospital. And that became infected. So now his hair's growing back and it's kind of itchy. So I'm taking care of that also and keeping it powdered up, medicated powder and stuff on his neck. So I put that on, rubbed it all in this morning, got him shampooed up, got him washed down, dried off, and he's been like comfortable ever since. So, I'm sure epilepsy is a powerful thing in the mind, but I haven't read enough about it. I know that stress and stuff can trigger a seizure. So I'm curious to see if what I'm doing, if I keep doing it every day, if it will get in front of it and either prolong or negate these seizures. So I'm curious, hopeful, but expect the worst. That's the way I am. I expect it to happen, but I'm hopeful that if I keep his anxiety level down, that maybe it won't trigger the seizure. That being said, I do have the pills for backup if there comes a day where I do all this and he's still driving himself crazy. I can give him a pill to calm him down a little bit and see if that helps. So I haven't got to that step yet. I'm going to try to avoid that step as much as possible, just because he's got enough meds in him now, and I don't want to add to it. It's only worth it if it does more positive than negative, right? So I don't want him stumbling around and falling down steps either or anything like that. So if I can keep him calm by, hugging him and rubbing him, petting him 20 to 30 minutes every night over giving him the med, then I will do that. But it's there for our backup if needed. So that's where I am at. And I can say that we're on day 5 since the last hospital stay. And he has been the most calm and puppy-like since we've gotten him, with what I've been doing every day, giving him that extra attention. And even, I guess, maybe even the shampooing and rubbing him down, that's like, to him, extra attention. So, and then of course I have to give Courtney extra attention too, so she don't feel left out. The baby girl. Look at him. So cute. So that's where I'm at now. That's what I'm doing, and the goal I'm trying to reach is to see if in 30 to 40 days he has no seizure. So that's the goal. That's the goal. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. We are prepared with, if and when the next seizures do happen, with a next step on the clusters, where we give him just an extra shot of one of the meds he's on, and then put him on these emergency standard release meds also. The meds he's on now are, I guess they're called long release, if that's the right term for it. And he gets them twice a day. So he gets 3,500 milligrams twice a day of the one, and he gets 240 of the other. And I can't remember the names, but the one that he gets 240 of, his body's already maxed out on it, but that's the one the doctor wants me to use as like a shock medicine after his seizure. And I can do it 3 times in a day after 3 seizures. If he has a 4th seizure, then he's probably going to have to go back into the hospital. So within a 24-hour period. So that is where we're at. So I'm just enjoying this calm, peaceful, puppy-like puppy again. So it's awesome. It's awesome seeing him finally comfortable and not too bothered. So if I have to give him extra attention and puppy love every night before we go to bed, it's not like it's going to hurt either one of us. So, and then in the middle of the night, he's been sleeping in one of 2 places lately on these. That's another thing too. Like before, when he was always seemed to be bothered or anxious, he had probably about 5 different places in the house he would lay. Since then, he's on 2. He'll go into the bathroom, which is off of the bedroom where I sleep, and we got this little hallway into a closet where there's a vent coming up. So in the summer, he definitely likes laying by that vent, getting the cool air coming up. But he'll lay there too in the winter because it's a cold floor, it's tile. He'll lay there these past 4 nights, or right beside me in the dog bed that's beside my bed. So in the middle of the night too, I'll reach down to see if he's there beside me, and if he is, I'll rub him down a little bit at night too, because I usually wake up several times a night. Also during this, he's been sleeping more through the night. Before, with the anxiety level up, the scratching and stuff, I was up 3 and 4 times a night, letting him out, and he was just, or just waking me up, going back and forth, and telling him to stop scratching, stop biting, and what have you. These last 4 nights, he's pretty much slept through the night. Last night, I actually got him up. I woke up at 2 o'clock to go get some water and go to the bathroom. I figured I might as well wake them up, take them out front so they can go to the bathroom, just in case they wanted to sleep in a little today, even though I can't sleep in because he needs his meds by 6 a.m. anyway. So, yeah, so that's what's been going on. So he's been sleeping better. He's been playing more happily, if you will. He hasn't really played with the squeak balls, but he's been playing with me. I'll have him he'll chase me around out front and what have you. So, yeah, it's definitely been a lot better these past 5 days than any of the days before. So, if you're dealing with an epileptic dog, I'm sure that, every situation is different. Every dog is different. Every, skin conditions different, etc., etc. But so that I'm just laying out to you what I'm doing, just in case you can take anything from this to help your puppy out in any way. So I appreciate everybody watching, and please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course I will have many more puppy videos and updates on the health and all this and that. So, and thanks everybody, and I will see you all in the next video. Later.